Hi, this is Des Futak here from desfutak.com on day number 27 of my 90-day internet marketing challenge. I'm doing a whole series of videos talking about my business and internet marketing, just things that hopefully you'll find useful for whatever you're doing on the internet. Now, what I've been doing for the last few videos is concentrating on a book that I've been reading called Tuned In, and I've got a copy of it in front of me just here. This is a really good introduction to marketing and market research and presenting your products and services online. And whilst it doesn't specifically cater for the internet marketing world, it is a very, very good sort of jumping off point really for me as an internet marketer to talk to you about some of the things I'm learning from the book, and also to communicate some of the ideas that are related to the business that I'm in. So I'm kind of doing a multi-pronged attack here. Now, the previous few videos I've been doing about the book have been telling you about connecting with your customers, finding out the sorts of people that are interested in your products and services, and today I'm going to talk to you about perhaps one of the most important, and I'd say key things about the whole process of marketing, which is actually making authentic connections with people. And that's the title of the chapter that I'm going to be talking to you about today. You can find out more information about this book by going to desrecommends.com/tunedin, which is just down below here now. And this particular chapter is very good. I think it's probably one of the most key points about the whole book, as I've said already. And let me just kind of explain to you what establishing authentic connections really means. In effect, what it's saying is, once you've got your product, once you've done your market research, once you've found out what people are interested in, once you've segmented your marketplace so that you've got different sort of websites that tailor to different bits of your market, so, you know, I've been looking at Zipcar and a few other companies, then what you need to do is establish authentic connections with people. And it is very interesting that the book is saying, well, here's an interesting fact that you probably didn't know, that when people find out information nowadays, they largely look online. They don't look in so much newspapers or books or go to the library. 80 to 100% of what people do now is they email people and they use the internet, primarily Google, to find out information. So if you have a business, an offline business, you need to really represent yourself online. And in fact, I've set up a company called Magnetic Marketing, which has a specific purpose to help companies actually establish a presence on the internet. But I'm not here to market that, honestly, right? I'm just telling you about the book. But I realised that actually there's a need in the marketplace for that kind of thing. Now, I'm not actually focusing on that at the moment. I'm more concentrating on the internet marketing business that I'm doing already. But what I'm really trying to tell you is that the internet is the prime place where a lot of people go when they're trying to find out information. And I'll just tell you a little story that's in the book, which I think is quite funny. Most of us have probably heard of Barbie dolls. Barbie dolls have been going since the 1950s, and even today, roughly 3 Barbie dolls are bought every second. So that's around 94 million Barbie dolls are sold worldwide every year, and the sales have been pretty consistent for a very, very long time. That's almost the same number as the number of new internet users coming online every year. I don't know if there's any correlation between the two. Hopefully not. As you tell, I'm not particularly a Barbie fan. But the book actually says that the website Barbie.com is visited by, you know, a huge number of people. But interesting, a few years ago, I think it was a Norwegian individual started a company called, what was it called? It wasn't called Barbie.com. It was something else. It was like maybe Stardoll. I think it was Stardoll.com. And the particular market that they segmented, based on finding out who the buying personas were, asking questions, was actually the sort of the 8 to 12 bracket, so the pre-teen bracket. And they've sort of sewed in lots of things that, you know, people would be interested in, you know, fashion, you know, famous actresses and so on, makeup, all the things that young girls seem to be interested in these days. And I've got a daughter myself, so I've got a list to come. But, you know, the interesting thing about the company is that they have really cornered the market, and they now have something like 15% growth annually in terms of the number of people visiting their website. And Barbie.com is actually, as 2007, I don't know what it's like now in 2009 as I make this video, but when the book was being written that I'm talking to you about, Tuned In, they said that the Barbie.com website was actually declining very slowly by about 1% per year. And obviously Barbie are going to try and reverse that trend as much as possible. And the reason why Stardoll.com was so successful and still is successful is because it really does establish authentic communications with the people that visit, and that's largely done through, guess what, social media. So for example, every user that signs up on the website can have their own blog page, and they can blog about what they're doing with their, you know, virtual dolls that they're dressing up and putting makeup on. And obviously the advertising companies have come along and started advertising their virtual makeup, kind of, you know, pre-conditioning the children, mostly girls I presume, visiting the website, that this is a thing to get into when you're older. Likewise, one of my sons, he visits Yahoo movies.com to get information about sort of movies that young people want to watch. And of course, whilst he's on that website, you know, he's seeing lots of advertising, so it's kind of preconditioning him to accept those things later on in life. But obviously, as an advertiser myself, I'm aware of this, and I'm coaching him about all the tricks that marketers use in order to suck people in. So I'm making a bit immune to the whole thing. I hope you don't mind, if those of you internet marketers out there. So anyway, the long and short of what I'm saying is that really the whole way to establish authentic communications is really to use social media, and that's what the book's saying. The book's saying that, you know, too often big businesses in the past, they've spent huge amounts of money. They've either bought their way in with massive advertising, or they've begged their way in by getting you know, newspapers and getting reporters to kind of, you know, promote them, or they've done a mixture of both of those things. But in fact, you know, it's actually well known that a lot of us now ignore these big brand adverts and flash adverts we see on websites. I mean, I do myself. I kind of literally jump over them. My son's not quite there yet, but I do actually jump over them and totally ignore them and block them out and don't even see them hardly now. And my son says to me, "What's that advert there?" And I say, "What advert?" And I haven't actually seen it because I'm ignoring it. So, you know, big companies are, you know, turning up the volume. They're making their advertising more loud, more kind of in your face, to try and grab people's attention. But, you know, as consumers, we're getting used to this. And so a different approach is needed. And the way you do that is by establishing authentic connections with people. Because if you are authentic, if your company has got something to give to the community without any kind of, you know, comeback, then people say, well, that's really good. They're giving stuff away for free. And obviously that's partly why I'm doing these YouTube videos. I'm doing a large number of videos on the internet, providing hopefully valuable information to people so that, you know, they go away and think, oh, I actually learned something useful here. This guy is actually okay. So, you know, there is a point in which you're establishing authenticity by making yourself known and no strings attached. So that's a really important thing to do. And that's a very, very powerful way of connecting with people, because basically you're saying, this is what I'm like, this is what I can provide you, and here's some stuff, you know, that I'm giving away that you might find valuable, and you can just say, take it or leave it, it's up to you what you do with it. And that's how a lot of very successful companies are now finding that they're connecting with people at a much deeper level. Because, you know, if you're getting something for free, if you're getting valuable information, if you're getting valuable tips on gardening or makeup or, you know, anything really, anything that you're interested in, then you're going to go back, and then when the company offers products or services down the line, okay, so the sales funnel coming in here, then you're much more likely to say, well, their free stuff was really, really good, so maybe, you know, it's actually worth buying some of their stuff to take it to the next level. Now, a very famous internet marketer called Eben Pagan says, he says, move the free line. So if you imagine that's the free stuff on that side, and this is the bought stuff on that side, he says, rather than just offering a little bit free, offer them lots free, and then the pay stuff at the end you can charge high value for, because obviously it's going to be very, very high value to the consumer, and so they want to pay for it. And if they don't pay for it, then fine, because always a small percentage of people will, and you will be able to recoup the costs of all the free stuff that you've invested in, because you'll be able to charge a significant amount of money. And that is the model that a lot of businesses are now doing online. And so what they're doing is they're making the sales funnel very, very wide and very narrow at the bottom, you know, self-selecting the few people that do want to spend a significant amount of money. And that's exactly the business model that I'm involved with as well. It makes a lot of sense after all. So if you are struggling to find your way through to maybe make your presence known on the internet, what I suggest you do, if you're representing an offline business or even an online business, is you look for ways to establish authentic connections with your potential customers, and you'll find that it makes a massive difference to your business. I'm probably coming up to the 10-minute limit here, so I'm going to stop now, but do please contact me on Facebook or Twitter and let me know what you think about this, and, you know, let me know if you buy the book, and you know, give me some feedback. I'd appreciate it. Okay, thanks very much. This is Des Futak from desfutak.com signing off on day 27. Bye for now.